Okay, welcome back to part two. If I got you to part two, that is a good sign. If I got you to part two, that is a good sign. So, what are we talking about? We're talking about where do you start when your mother didn't prepare you for life? Some of you may feel behind, you may feel late, you may feel cheated, you might be upset, you might be disappointed, and that's okay. Those emotions are valid. And with that, what we're going to do is that we're going to take that as wisdom. We're going to take that as what we learned, and we're going to use our experience, and we're going to propel into the life that we want. We're going to become the woman that we know we can be. Right? So let me just tell you, when you aren't prepared, everything can feel overwhelming. Like I felt so overwhelmed. I'm like, how do you make up for all the years of missed opportunity to be taught and prepared? How do you make up for those years? Right? Because you don't know what you don't know. And it really becomes about awareness. So instead of trying to fix everything at once, you have to start with vision. And that's how you can navigate this. Let me just tell you too, like, this video is not a checklist. This is not saying everything I say in this video is not everything you need to do to get where you need to go. But this is just to stir the waters a bit, to kind of get you thinking and to expose you to ideas and frameworks, to get you moving in the right direction, right? Because the information I'm giving you is in part, right? I'm not here to give you the whole picture. I'm here to give you a part of the picture, and then you grow on that. And then I'm just here to drop a little wisdom for you in your journey. Take it how you want. You may agree with some of it, you may not, but take what works for you. And so fixing everything at once is not what we're trying to do. You will overwhelm yourself, baby. So how do you navigate this world when your mom did not prepare you? Well, for one, you have to start with vision. So when you don't have a blueprint, you have to reverse engineer your life. Let me say that again. When you don't have a blueprint, you have to reverse engineer your life, and you have to look on what you did learn from your experiences. Some of the choices you made, what were the results of those choices, and did you like the results of those choices, and why did you make those choices? Right? So when I say reverse engineer your life, think about, who do you want to be emotionally? Who do you want to be emotionally? I know I said when I was 16, I prayed to God. I didn't want to be like my mom. I didn't want to be like my family. And most times when people say that, they'll say I ended up being just like them. But I will say some of the qualities I did like that I picked up just by observation. I know I picked up being a hard worker, because my mom, she was in the military. So, the military represents kind of strength. And my mom, of course, she worked. She worked hard at her jobs, to provide physically for me. And I picked up kind of that idea of independence. If you grew up in a single parent home, you kind of pick that stuff up by default. So I do like that aspect of what I gained from my mom. So you have to ask yourself, who do you want to be emotionally? Right? And you can say, I don't want to be like my mom. Well, you have to kind of be more specific. Like, who do you want to be? Like, what type of person do you want to be? Do you want to be a wealthy person, a more loving person, a smarter person? How exactly do you want to carry yourself? Do you want to be a confident woman? Do you want to be a beautiful woman? Like, how you have to close your eyes and visualize the woman you want to be. Do you see yourself talking on stages confidently and helping other people and wearing your business suit and with your heels on And then you step off that stage and you get into your Benz and you drive off in your Benz to your high-rise apartment or your home, and fresh out of graduation, getting your master's degree. Like, where do you see yourself? Where do you want to be? Do you see yourself married in a healthy marriage? Do you see yourself raising a beautiful family? Where do you want to live? Where do you want to decide? Because once you have a vision, the vision, oh, here it comes. The vision is what pulls you, and it helps you fill in the gap, right? Because you have this vision in front of you and you're trying to figure out, how do I get to this vision? And that's what's going to help you not be overwhelmed, because you're like, I don't know what I don't know. I don't know what I don't know. So it could be like, where do I start? How can I learn everything? And let me just say this too. Just because your mom didn't teach you, she could have still taught you, and there's still stuff you didn't learn, because she can only teach you what she knows, right? For the most part too, there's a limit to even your mom's wisdom. It's a difference when she knowingly knows stuff and she withholds it from you, versus she's just limited in understanding because her mom didn't teach her, she didn't take the time to do the work. But you have to see the end first. I know a lot of times no, start here. No, you have to work with the end in mind, and that will make this a little easier. Who do you want to become? Because this will give you direction instead of a panic. It will really give you direction. And be patient with yourself. Really be patient with yourself. And you have to learn how to break things up so that it's not overwhelming. Show yourself grace. Show yourself grace. Don't be so hard on yourself. And I used to be hard on myself and be like, man, I don't know this. Oh my God. Like I was speaking things that I thinking things about myself I shouldn't have been, and not realizing the work I've done though. Look back. Just because your mom didn't prepare you and you made some mistakes, don't discount what you overcome and the mental things that you managed and you came out of. Don't discount the journey you already have. Just because your mom didn't prepare you, that doesn't invalidate your experience and who you are to this date. Be proud that you're still alive. Be proud that you didn't give up on yourself. If you're listening to this video, you haven't given up on yourself. That you may feel like you've given up, but that's not what it is. You're in a season right now where you're just trying to figure out, what do I do with my life? How do I move past this? How do I fill in these gaps? Well, I hope that this video is helping you move in that direction. So what you want to do is you want to work backwards with compassion. You don't need to become that person overnight. Who I am today, and let me just say, I still have a ways to go. And that's everybody in life. We still have, if you're still living, there's still stuff to learn. There's still stuff to work on. There's still gaps to fill in. And everyone has different trauma, but we all have the human experience. So we're all going through something. Even the person who had the mother and the father in the perfect home, they're still dealing and working through issues. But I'm speaking specifically to the woman, especially the creative woman, who didn't have a mother to prepare them for the realities of this world. And now you are an adult and you have power to lead yourself. You're an adult now and you have the power. And that's, let me park there. So, when you're a child, you have no resources. When you're a teenager, you don't have a lot of resources. You can't just up and move out. You're not even developed mentally and wisdom wise to know even what to do to survive in the world, how to pay bills. But when you become an adult, there's a freedom that you have, right? Because when you're a child, you have to deal with your family. You kind of have to be around them. Like, you're forced in environments that you probably don't want to be in. But when you're an adult, you have control over your life, and you're not obligated to stay in environments. You're not obligated to stay around certain people. you now have more free will, I would say, because you don't have that strict authority over you, telling you what you should be doing. You're an adult now. And when you get that revelation, you'll realize how you're in control to change your life and use your experiences as feedback on where you want to go. Use your experiences as feedback on where you want to go. And let me just say, you're not late. You're just building from a different starting line. And your journey is so beautiful. I even see it. I love who you're becoming. I'm just going to speak it now. I love who you're becoming. Oh my God, I'm so proud of you. This shift you're making, this shift you're about to make, baby. They left you for dead. They counted you out. Ooh, they left you out. They didn't think much of you, but baby, don't worry about that. Who cares what people think? Because what it comes down to is what you think about yourself, because you have to live with yourself. So we have to work on your internal and what you're feeding your mind internally about yourself. For one, say this with me. I am not behind. Repeat it. Say it. And I'm serious. Say it. I am not behind. Say it one more time. I am not behind. Did you feel that? You feel that? Words are very powerful in what you speak. What you speak is very powerful. So again, the topic is where the heck do you start? So I said you start with a vision. Write it down. Even write it down. Get a journal and write down the type of woman you want to be. And you know, I'm sure you've seen people on social media, you've met certain women, you've been exposed to different things. So you kind of have an idea of what kind of is significant to you, what stands out to you about the type of woman you want to be. And I want you to piece that woman together. And I want you to write down, like, where does she live? What kind of education does she have? Does she have a business? What kind of money does she make? Who is she internally? Does she have integrity? Is she wise? Really write down this quote unquote character. And I need you to become her. Okay. And so let me just talk about this, that of course, I'm sure you made a lot of mistakes. I've made a lot of mistakes. And of course, you're going to make a lot of mistakes too if you didn't have as much counsel. And not saying everyone is perfect who did have counsel. I know pastors' kids who are running out here crazy. And you would think that, oh, their parents are pastors. You know, they would, be more grounded, and their life is in shambles. So I'm just saying, like, we all make mistakes. We all, life is really trial and error. But what you want to do from your mistakes is you want to turn it to data or data. Some people say data. You want to turn your failures to data, right? Because you can look back and see where you fell short, or, where you think you fell short. And just really think about those times in your life and where were you mentally? What was happening during that time? You were doing the best you could with what you had in some situations, right? And that's the cost of learning without guidance, trial and error. But that can work so much for your good because you have data. Let me tell you, with research and data, data is how you can draw conclusions. You can see patterns. You can really use the data to make better decisions in the future, to position yourself for better success, to help someone else. And trial and error doesn't mean you're broken. It means you were learning without a teacher. Ooh, let me say that again. Trial and error doesn't mean you were broken. It means you were learning without a teacher. Come on. I know y'all feel this. So now that you have this vision of who you want to be, instead of trying to learn everything in the world, especially like when you go to school, think about this. When you go to school, you get a degree, right? And that degree represents a degree of knowledge. You don't go to school and try to get every degree the school offers. That's I don't want to say it's impossible. It just hasn't, I don't know if it's been done yet. I'm not going to put limitations on that. But typically, when you go to school, you go to get a specific degree. You get a degree of knowledge, and you build on that knowledge, and you become an expert, and you may even level up to get the highest accolades, a PhD in that area, right? And I want you to kind of think about that when you write out your vision of yourself. So this is how you do it. So if you wrote down, I have a vision of being a woman who is responsible. Okay. So that's your vision. I want to be responsible. How do you become responsible? What you can do, you can find books on responsibility. You can watch videos on YouTube. Just like you're listening to this video, you're getting wisdom and knowledge. You can this is what you do, because you have to be careful too, because not all knowledge is good knowledge, right? But this is what you do. Be open to listen to as much as you can. And then what you do is you pick what works for you. Some of the stuff might be trial and error, but the more if you keep watching videos on responsibility, eventually you're going to start hearing the same thing over and over. It's going to be this one theme that sticks out. It may say that responsibility is just trusting yourself and being committed to the process. That might be the main thing that sticks out, right? And so now you're like, oh, okay. So to be responsible, I have to be committed. Okay, so where do I start? Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start small. I'm going to be committed to just going to the gym. I'm going to go to the gym an hour or 4 days out of the week, or I'm going to walk every day and do 10,000 K steps a day. And I'm going to just commit to that. Right. And so that's how you start. You start small, because baby, if you try to do everything at once, you're going to overwhelm yourself. You're going to be stressed out. That's just not how it works, because you're building a new muscle. You are building a new muscle, and you have to give yourself grace, right? So start small, and then you slowly build. But you want to start with the foundation, because I'm telling you, let's just say that responsibility thing. Once you start strengthening that foundation of commitment and responsibility, you know, the vision you wrote about you making 10K a month, you know, in order to make 10K a month, that comes with responsibility, that comes with discipline, that comes with consistency, right? But those are the things you're building with each new level and each part of the vision that you take on. So what you're building, it overlaps with everything that you're trying to do, right? Because you say, okay, I want to be disciplined. Not only do I want to be disciplined, but I want to be a woman of confidence. Do you know that discipline, it will build your confidence? You see how it all works together? Come on. It all works together. So instead of being overwhelmed and, oh my God, I got to start here, start with just basic things, and then it builds on each other. And the lessons and the things you have to do overlap. So the main thing is finding resources and getting wisdom. The main place, find books. That's a good start. You can learn from other people's stories. Look on YouTube and just search videos of people just talking about their life and learn from their experiences. Think of it like if your mom would have taught you, she would have probably taught you from her experiences. Like, oh, when I was this age, I did this and this is what happened. And it's not to, it's not to say that your outcome will be exactly like theirs. But it's just to expose you to life and what happens in life and situations that happen in life. What you want right now is exposure. That's why I love TikTok, because it exposes me to things I wasn't even aware of. Like, I didn't even know, when I was going through my mother wound, I didn't even know what a mother wound was until TikTok and people talking about it. And I was like, oh, that does make sense. And it helped me to connect. And when that awareness starts to come, that's what you want. You want awareness of where you are, because once the awareness is there, you can start to chip away at that old foundation and build a new one. Come on. When that awareness creeps up, baby, you can make better decisions. You can make changes. So I would say start with getting wisdom and knowledge. If it's going back to school, if it's taking a class, if it's finding a mentor, if it's someone that can specifically help you with the vision that you see for yourself, right? If you want to learn, I want to look better, I want to learn how to put on my makeup better, find a makeup artist, go to Mac. Hey, can you teach me? I'll pay you this. Can you teach me one thing about makeup? Or I mean, there's tutorials on YouTube. We're in a season. We have an advantage now that we're older, is that we have access to so much information in our hand. Versus when I was growing up, I didn't have YouTube. I didn't have TikTok growing up. I didn't have the exposure to life, but now we have an advantage where you can hear some people are sharing their stories, people are sharing their lives, people are writing books. And so there's so much knowledge, but you have to want it for yourself. And because if you made it this far in the video, it's because you do. And I'm proud of you. I'm so proud of you. And I'm gonna cut the video here. And like I said, this video is not to give you a checklist, like check this box, and your life is just going to be amazing. No, this is just to give you kind of a push, the push you need to move in the right direction. And remember, your life is a journey, boo. Your life is a journey. You won't get it all today. If you learned everything today, if you figured out everything today, you probably wouldn't be here anymore. But life is always about evolving and learning and new experiences and learning from experiences and growing. Just like me, I'm always going to talk about music. I'm a creative. This channel is Creatives Unboxed. So I talk to creatives. Just like me, I'm a musician. I play the piano. I play pretty well, but there's so much I don't know. And that's the beauty of music, is that you can continue to grow and what you discover. I love when I learn something new in music. And I realized I went back. I'm going to give a quick story. Like, I went back to my foundation and because I was like, you know what, let me just kind of start over with piano and humble myself, because sometimes you can feel like, oh, well, I know. I was like, let me go back to my foundation. And I found out that I was doing something wrong. And it was simple. I was playing a scale wrong, like my fingering. I was playing this one scale wrong. And I was like, oh my God, I have to relearn my scales. And that's like the foundation of music. And I was like, all this time, baby, I can play. I sound good, but the technical part of it, when I went back to the foundation, I was like, wow, I was doing this wrong. But it was the exposure. It was the exposure that showed me what I needed to change and what I could change. And the exposure helped me. So you have to expose yourself to knowledge and wisdom. But be wise, be careful. Don't let anyone take advantage of you. And that was the thing too. I know I said I was going to end the video. I was so thirsty and hungry to be taught and to be have a woman in my life to show me life, that I did fall into situations where some women took advantage of that. So you have to be careful. You really do have to be careful. And I believe in you, and you can do it. And I cannot wait to hear some of your stories. And I'm just proud of you. I don't even know you. I just feel it. I'm so proud of you. Get it.